Good morning and welcome to Gulfstream today. Brian Nadeau, Samantha Perry with you on a steamy Sunday afternoon here. Well, late morning here in Hollandale Beach. You can see overlooking, it's going to be a sloppy and sealed main track to start off after a lot of rain yesterday and I think early this morning as well.
Yeah, it poured last night. Woke me up a few times, so it dries out quick though.
Did not wake me up.
Must be nice.
At all, but that was a little bit north. But, as Samantha said, it dries out very quickly here. It's a hot day. Hope to see you out here. A lot to look forward to, and hopefully we'll get that main track going. They do such a good job here as well. Of course, we've got the Tapeta, too, and we've got the Rainbow Six on a 10-race Sunday card at $250,000 in race 5, so we'll get to that in a little bit. It's growing very, very quickly, and we've well passed the guarantees, so I think 300 might be in play today on a good card. Not too many scratches on the card, but unfortunately, Samantha and I were talking off the air. We lost our top pick, the 9 in the opener. That is Krabby is out. The 13, Castle Born, is going to draw in and will run. It kicks off the early pick 5 as well. We'll take a quick look at my ticket. Just tight one here, just $12. Because, again, I lose my top pick. I didn't really see any reason to go beyond the 5 or the 7. We've got a single. That's the best bet. I think Samantha's too, Ginger Sparkle, and we'll show you why on the video in race number 2. 3 deep in the 3rd. Martha May Huvier had a trip last time. We'll put her on top. Twirling Grace, for me, I think is going to be pretty tough to beat for Ronaldo Richards. And then they're a little bit of a spread in race 5. 4 deep with Hard to Handle off the claim for Jose D'Angelo. Dirt Horse trying Tapeta, and I don't think that's a bad thing in that kind of spot there. So $12. Let's get to the opener now. We are routing on the Tapeta. We're going a mile and a 16th for these 12.5 maiden claimers. So I know we both scratch into a horse, and that horse is Planet Frolic.
Yeah, and who knows what we're going to get with this filly, really. They've never better in both of her career starts, which for a Saffie Joseph horse, that's a bit unusual. Yeah, and she did not pick up her feet at all last time. And that was on the Tapeta. She's back on the Tapeta again today. I don't even think it was the level she was in. She just had no interest. But now they put the blinkers on. This is a huge drop here. She has a couple of works a little bit quicker on the Tapeta now since
that's fair.
Being on it before. It's hard to scratch into this one here.
She is not run an inch in 2 starts. But we scratch into her. The drop's got to help, as Samantha said. Saffie, maybe the blinkers. They seem to, if they were on in the works, they do seem to have ticked up a little bit. And let's just be honest, not a lot in here.
No. For
her to go against number 8, Quick Style for you. Dirt Horse trying Tapeta. That's not a bad thing, maybe.
No, it's not, actually. And the damn simplistic one on the Tapeta, which that helps a bit here with this filly. Over 5, but at least she's tried a little bit. It's always good to see.
And she showed some speed last time. Witching Hour for me is the other one I'm going to use. Kelsey Danner, as you mentioned, she was here yesterday. Good to see Kelsey. And this horse has run a little bit at least. Yeah,
she has. Again, at least this filly has a bit of Tapeta form, but she's already tried this 12.5 level, so it's like now they've kind of reached the bottom, and it's where do you go from here?
Yep. That's it. The scratch is big because Krabby was going to be probably pretty tough in here. Maybe it expands the race a little bit, but the problem is, if you could use 4 and not get there. So I chose to be a little more condensed. Early pick 4 time in race number 2. And again, we're on a sloppy sealed track to start out the day. These are 3-year-old fillies or 4 and up, which have never won 2. 62.50 is the tag, and I think you're singling to start this early pick 4, right?
Yes, I am. And going to spread a little bit in the 3rd race, but my top pick is the 3, Think the Academy. I think this is an interesting horse. Race number 4. The 4 is my top pick. That's Disco Queen. I like this name. I feel like I could have been a Disco Queen if I was born in that.
It's one of us.
Yeah. Race 5. My top pick is the 8 here. That's Captain Anthony, second off the layoff for Danny Hertak. And I love this race too today. And we'll show you exactly why with Ginger Sparkle,
Yeah, let's just bring it up, guys. Ginger Sparkle last time just missed in a very trip. I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to kind of describe this. So she didn't get floated out. She just was wide. Now the winner is the 6 horse. And Ginger Sparkle looks like, in this race, she should have been the favorite. She had the best numbers, best everything. And at this point, she looks like she's just going to run right by the 6, and she can't get it finished. Oh, this winning jockey just looked back there, too. That's a rough one. But, this is a filly that she gets Jaramillo aboard.
Right.
And she switches barns now.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody can play with this filly here. She's going to be drawn much better, and I think not 10 wide.
Yeah, she's probably going to
Hopefully.
be 3 to 5 too. Unfortunately, they're going to bet her. But Victor off the claim, Barboza upwards of 30%. Amicio, strong rider from start to finish.
Yeah.
I think, as she was going by last race, and
She was.
I don't know if she had a little H in her, a little hang too, but
Yeah.
she was supposed to win.
She was.
There's nothing in here. I don't.
Yeah, I
don't
can't find
think.
anything that would
No.
really play with her.
I mean, I guess Oasis Jack, but she was 7 to 1 last time. Can't you run a little bit?
Maybe. I guess it was a little bit of a stronger spot. But now she's also facing older fillies
Yeah.
and mares as well. So that's a bit concerning, too. But I feel like whenever we don't choose Rohan Crichton, that's when he gets us.
No, that's fair, and I used him a couple times yesterday to no avail. My
Yeah.
best bet of the day was dreadful, in a good spot, too. Just didn't run.
Yeah.
But, I mean, so he runs her in a starter optional claimer last time. She's not in for a tag. She's 7 to 1. She doesn't do any running.
No.
Here you are at 62.50 and against older, so.
Yeah. It'll be tough.
It'll be tough, and again, that's kind of what if you're picking up what we're putting down, the Ginger Sparkle, I think, is just way too much for a group like this. She's going to be a minuscule favorite, I would think. Race number 3, again, on the main track here. Stretch them out a little bit to 7 furlongs, $25,000 maiden claimers, fillies in mares, 3-year-olds and up, and we're a little all over the place here. Well, you got a firster. Thank the Academy.
Yeah, and I'm interested to see this filly. Now, she is a 4-year-old making her first start, which I don't mind too much because this is a filly that in 2021 she was breezing. So she's been around. She just hasn't made it to the races, but I think it's good to know that now she has made it to the races today. She has some drills that kind of jump off the paper a little bit here, and I think that it's significant that Lionel Reyes draws here.
100%.
Yeah. I mean, there has to be some kind of word out on this horse. Now, going in blind, there weren't any works on XBTV, but I just feel like in a race like this, we've seen everybody before.
Yeah.
Granted, one of these can step up, but I still think that a news shooter's probably okay in here.
I don't think that's a bad approach at all. Steve Dye went off the claim the other day. It was good to see. And you said it, Lionel getting aboard, you just instantly have to take a second look on a horse like this. We've seen the Lifetime Maidens have been winning down here. We saw one the other day. Martha May Huvier 0 for 12. Let's take a look at the replay. She did have a trip last time.
Yeah.
She did run well, all things considered, and she's going to back out of it here. I've said this time and again, and Samantha has too, and we agree on this. These are 12-5 maiden claimers. She can't do this, drop back, and then re-rally, but she did do it. They don't have a lot of gears, these horses. She ran pretty well. She's checking again here. She's got run. She's idling. And, nothing Marcos Meneses really can do. He's just in a tricky spot there, and she's basically going to give up first run to the entire field. But lo and behold, when it's all said and done, she gets second. It was a pretty darn good effort.
Yeah, it was. And like you see, she's just trapped the entire time, and he had horse.
Yeah.
He just had nowhere to put her.
Nope.
And he stays aboard here again, which is good to see. And it's hard for me to pick a horse that's 0 for 12, and I know it's hard for you to as well. But as far as a field like this, why not?
No, why not? Because that race is going to win unless, like Samantha said, somebody jumps up. Kathleen O'Connell, good to see her get a W yesterday. Vacation Suit's got a lot of upside, I guess.
Yeah, and this is a filly coming out of that Martha May Huvier race, and green early. I'm trying to figure out if that's the best running line to describe this filly.
Right.
I would just say maybe a little bit erratic, kind of was a bit spotty. She's making her first start, though, so that's understandable. And Kathleen O'Connell, like you said, this might be a barn that's going to start
long overdue to get rolling.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. The 2 How About Dat drops in half for Ronnie Spatz. Didn't do a lot of running on debut. They bet her a little bit, too. She's in the mix, but she doesn't have to win either. I think there's a little bit of a tricky race for sure.
And poor Ronnie Spatz. This is 2 days in a row he scratches into the rail draw.
Yeah, that's a good point with the 2-year-old
Yeah,
yesterday.
and now today, and I liked How About That a lot
Yeah.
last time. I think she was my long shot. Yeah, but now she gets the rail again. That's so tough.
And his horse ran well yesterday, the
Very
2-year-old
well,
too.
yep.
So I think that's one to take note coming back. Race number 4. One race before the Rainbow here. We're a mile on the main track. 3-year-old fillies are 4 and up, which have never won 3. And 62.50 again here. Disco Queen, Lionel.
Disco Queen. Yeah, I like this rider switch here a lot. Ran on for 3rd last time. 2 starts back, got a win. I think as far as pace goes, who's going to go? I guess the 7, she's a gift. Maybe the 1. I think that if Disco Queen can just kind of sit off of it just a little bit, but don't get too far away. Lionel Reyes, he's a sharp dude. He can put him in a good spot to win. And I mean, they're not asking a lot of her just to do it again, which she did.
Which could be a decent little price in here, too. I went with Twirling Grace, Ronaldo Richards. We've talked about it the last few days. Barn that you've got to take notice of. Just take a look at a quick stat here. Ronaldo, because usually when he gets them good, they tend to stay good. Not a huge sample, but last out dirt sprint winners at Gulfstream the past 2 years. And this is a 1-turn mile, so I kind of lumped this in here a little bit. 36%. I think Twirling Grace, I mean, that win last time, nobody's getting to that race if she runs back to it.
That was the biggest if for me.
Right.
That's why I couldn't put her on top. It was kind of like, where did that come from?
You know, just to play devil's advocate, though, that's now 3 out of 4 with, I'm going to call them big figures for Ronaldo. And the one where she didn't run was off a pretty extended layoff.
True.
So I'm okay with her. She's going to be a short number in here, 7-5 on the line. That looks about right to me.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you know, I wouldn't pop her to win, but you know, she was a single for me, and that's where I was able to narrow a little bit. You mentioned the speed angle. She's a gift, has some.
Yeah.
Oh boy, 1 for 20, but you're going to know where she is, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's going to be her best bet. And it's not like a lot of these horses in this field have this huge closing kick. So she gets away, well, she might just be gone.
Yeah, I print out 8 lines in my PPs. I've got 3 horses that I don't show a win on their form in the last 8 starts. So those are the types you got to play against in here, and she's one of them. But speed plays, and it could be dangerous.
Yeah.
Take a break. When we come back, don't forget now, $250, $250,000 in the gross jackpot Rainbow 6. I've got a ticket. Stay tuned.
My Racehorse has opened up a door for people that felt like that door would have never been opened for them.
We can all be owners and we can all get that excitement.
You can meet your horse through the different experiences and all of the events that My Racehorse puts together. You get that hands-on connection.
Whether you have $50 or $500, everyone that joins My Racehorse gets that experience of a lifetime.
I love My Racehorse. Let's go.
Welcome back to Gulfstream today. Brian and Samantha with you. Beautiful day here in South Florida. Hope to see you out here. We do start sloppy and sealed on the main track, and we start the Rainbow 6 in race number 5. $250,000 on the line after nobody hit it yesterday. Big balloons in the nightcap, though.
Whoa.
Wow.
40 to 1.
40 to 1.
Cat and knees. You had that one right on top, didn't
right
you?
on top in the Herald on that one. We'll take a look at my ticket now before we get too far off the beam here. 51.20. There was a scratch in this race. No major interest in Unified Weekend, but he was on the ticket, so take that one out. Too deep in race number 6. Big data for me. Looks loose to me. I'll see. Number 7, Sturdy Girl, is the single in race number 7. 4 deep in the 8th. My long shot gets tempered a little bit. Old Lucago is back, but we've got a couple scratches in there. They're going to knock the price down on that one. Interesting race 9, the feature today. Of course, Candy Tycoon, but Irwani is in there, a newcomer for Derby winning trainer Gustavo Delgado. Samantha will talk about that one. And then in the last, One Fast Dream on the MSW drop. We are on live TV here, so 51.20 is the ticket. We'll start it here in race number 5. It was a spread race for me. I had hard to handle. What do you got? You're going with the 8. Okay, I've got him in there as well. Captain Anthony. You like this horse, you said, right?
Captain Anthony. I do. I like the way he's drawn for this. He's gelding. Second off the layoff as well. I think that race that he ran last time was huge off of a bit of a layoff. I mean, I say layoff. I mean, just a bit of a freshening up, a couple months here. I like that there's no time off in between this here now, getting him right back in. Danny Hurtak.
Barnes going good?
He's going good right now, yeah. Yep. I think, and I don't think DePita's a problem for him either.
No.
So.
Not at all. Before the last race, he was a Tapeta horse. So,
exactly.
He's a major player, and that's probably a race that might be good enough to beat this field. Let's take a look at the replay. Now, we do scratch Unified Weekend, but Elusive Empire and Artico are in this spot as well. Artico looping wide. There's Elusive Empire. Unified Weekend is down on the inside. Elusive Empire is going to get the W here, and he ran very, very well. Artico was, pushed very, very wide. He had dead aim here, and he just kind of, I don't know, came out of it a little bit late. I thought this was a pretty big effort by him, to be honest with you, as Unified Weekend got the win, excuse me. I thought it was a pretty good effort by him. He's going to have to step it up again, but, he's going to be a square price if you're thinking outside the box, too.
Yeah, he will. And he's just, you kind of see in that replay, he's like a big, just kind of grinding type of horse. Yeah. He could be a part of it. I don't see him winning, but.
No, I think he could make a dent if you're playing exotics. I went with hard to handle. We talked about it quickly at the start. Jose D'Angelo claims him, and instantly 2 turns on the Tapeta. Yeah. I've got so much respect for the job he does, and this horse didn't run at all on Tapeta.
No.
But here he is. I think he's interesting.
He is. Lightning Tones, that was the other entry, Dave Fox entry in that race. So Dave Fox had 2 of them in that race, and then Antonio Sano took this one. Yeah, it's like, I think you said it perfectly on Friday maybe. It's like they had this race in mind the whole time, which you want to see, especially with these. This is a mid-level claiming type of horse, and they bring him from 12.5 to 35. Yeah, that's a little bit of a jump, but what a perfect spot to just jab this horse in.
Yeah, and Jose we trust, and it's kind of just a horse that doesn't make a lot of sense, that might make a lot of sense, because, again, you look at the Tapeta race back in November, it was dreadful.
Yeah.
So, Jose does a really good job, and he's high percentage for a reason. Number 4, Red's Revenge, certainly in the mix. Happy Alter got a W the other day.
You don't have Happy?
I do not have him.
What is wrong with you? Happy almost got 2 wins yesterday, so food for thought there. The Tapeta out was not great at all 2 starts ago, but that was the end. Well, it was technically the Royal Palm meet, I guess, from then on now. But there were still some championship meet horses hanging around.
Oh, for sure.
And that race was supposed to be on the grass. And I think it was just way too tough. You go back to the race last out. Again, it was a stronger group on the turf. I love the rider change here.
Edgard is, back now. I think in hindsight, it might have taken him, a week to get going after he was out a little bit. But, he's back and in such good form. And when he's rolling, he's as good as we have here. The 6 is a good one. It kicks off the late pick 5 as well. These are, it's an optional claimer for 3-year-olds going a flat 1-turn mile. We'll take a look at her ticket.
Yep, it's a good one here. Yeah, a little. I think this could be could pay a bit more than yesterday, and I would like to see that out. So the 5 is my top pick in race 6. We're going to get to that replay because there's some interesting horses. Race 7, my single. This is Buck in Beauty. This is a huge drop. It might be suspicious, but I don't care. I think this is the horse that can win the race. Race 8, the 9 is my top pick. That is Gone Nuts for the Rohan Crichton barn. I'm sure Brian feels that way by the end of the weekend with me. And race number 9, the 4 is my top pick, Orwani. Again, this is an interesting horse making his first start in the United States. We have some good stuff to say about this one. And in race 10, the 5, One Fast Dream. This is the race that could, if I get my single home, I feel pretty confident. But this is the race that might blow me up.
Yeah, it's a tricky finale
yeah.
because there's going to be a couple horses in there, including the 5, who's going to be bet and bet hard.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they have to win.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the tricky spot there. But this is a good race here for 3-year-olds. Let's start with the replay. Big Data in Centro Delantero. Big Data got caught chasing Il Miracolo, who's going to set the pace in the Belmont on Saturday.
Yeah.
And he ran an absolute hole in the wind here. I thought Big Data ran pretty well.
He did. And Big Data, he's such another grinder. He switched leads just now, so a bit too late. This is a huge son of cloud computing for Mike Lerman. And I mentioned this yesterday. Mike Lerman's horses, they don't miss a meal ever. They are very, very home fed. How do you say that with the pigs? Anyway, that they're like they carry a lot of stock to them, I should say. So this is a horse that he needs the races to get fit, and I like the fact that they're just bringing him right back after a couple weeks rest now. And since he's won, he's gotten his confidence up.
Yeah.
And he needs an aggressive rider that can just really get him in the race here, and he's got that.
Amicia aboard, and he should be where Il Miracolo was last time.
Exactly.
He should be in front
He should,
here.
yeah.
He's the speed in here. Centro, you went the other way, though, and that was Centro de Lantero, who was closing or trying to close last time, but they just didn't come back.
No, they didn't. And, again, this was a horse. It didn't get too bet last time. It was 6-1.
Odd,
I mean,
right?
yeah, it was a little bit odd. But, again, it was his first start in the United States. He still ran well. I think he can only just improve off of that. To me, he needed the out. And it's one of 2 Safi Joseph horses in the race, but I don't want any part. Well,
no West Coast Cowboy, huh?
No, not for me.
I mean, he ran pretty good in the Holy Bull. Has Lasix.
He
fresh.
does. First time Lasix, that's a huge asset to him. But he's been the workhorse, the workmate of Lord Miles and another horse of Safi's I think we saw run in the Florida Derby as well. And he just has gotten his head jerked off each time in those works. And I watched his work on May 28th. He actually did work with Lord Miles on May 28th. And again, yeah, you see it's 41, and he was clipping along. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying this is a bad horse by any means. I would love to see this horse on the grass, actually. He's just got that, he brings his knees to his chest, but the grass will always be there. So they can always move him on that later on down the line. He'll have to prove it today, but I'm willing to get beat by him.
Yeah, well, he's going to be bet, so, I mean, that's not a bad way.
Yeah.
Two on the line. That seems about right.
Yeah.
Late pick 4 in race number 7. We'll just take a quick look at my ticket. It kind of backs up the rainbow as well, and of course I'll have it out there. $32. I don't have a single. She does, and we'll get to it here in a quick second. But $32, and I'm kind of thinking what Samantha was kind of laying down. This could be a pricey late sequence here in all these horizontals. We're on 6 on the main track. 3-year-old fillies fillies and mares 4 and up, which have never won 2. 12-5 down to 10. And was this your single?
Yeah, it was. I don't think you can find an easier 12-5 sprinting on the dirt in this spot.
No. This horse didn't run last time, though.
No, not really at all. And yeah, the drop's concerning. But I think that maiden win on January 25th was the way she did it was so impressive, but she just geared it right out of the gate and never looked back. And I think that was that probably hurt her more than anything because she kind of looked all more dressed up than I think she really is. And it's not like she ran poorly in that allowance race. And she kind of had a little bit of time from her maiden victory to that. So maybe there's some soundness issues at hand. Then she gets into optional claimers again. That Sophia Storm race, Sophia Storm had won 3 in a row.
Yeah.
The Mrs. Michael Yates horse just won that race. It was a tough race, but Lionel stays. And I can't find any other speed. It's not like she's got to run. Nobody comes close to a 17 on the thoroughgraphs here, so if she just runs that, she can win it.
I thought Law Machine might be a problem for her early. No?
No.
Okay.
I cannot see it at all. Law Machine, the horse only beat 3 horses.
Yeah, no, I mean just to nag her along a little bit. That's all.
Maybe.
That's all.
I would be shocked to see them at a quarter mile in the race being head-to-head with each other.
No Sturdy Girl at all?
Nope.
All right. I mean, she's dropping too.
She is.
And she's run well of late.
Yeah. don't know. I don't like that left lead late in that last race of hers. I think she's just kind of. She just runs tiring to me. And that was on the Tapeta.
Yeah.
And you could argue that maybe by the 6th race today, the track will still be heavy, I think. So,
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, regardless of what it is, it'll still be
be heavy. And I think that this is a horse that I like the way she skips across the Tapeta, and this might be a problem.
Yeah, okay, I see it. I mean, you're going to probably know after a quarter mile what you're getting from Buck and Beauty and which way she's going.
Yeah, if she's not on the lead, then she must just not want any part of it, and hence the drop for 12.5.
Yeah, that's it, exactly. Late 3 time in race number 8. We're on the Tapeta here, 12.5 claimers. 3-year-olds are 4 and up, which have never won 3. We do have a few scratches in here. The 2 and the 8 are out. My long shot is Luca Go, Efren Loza Jr. This is a horse with a lot of back races that would win this. What do we get today? I don't know.
I don't know either, and I don't even have this horse. So Frosted Faith, that was a repeat winner on the Tapeta, I think, for Margata, and a pretty big drop in class. Where have you been lately?
That's fair. A repeat winner on the Tapeta. How about that?
Yeah.
The barn hasn't started a lot of horses. Very high percentage barn. It doesn't show up in your statistics because he hasn't run a lot of horses. But you can see with Jesus Rios aboard, they are 27%. That's a big number. Gone nuts for you, Rohan. We're bobbing and weaving with Rohan.
We are. Yeah, I think this horse is just drawn perfectly. I love the outside in these Tapeta sprints. And Edwin Gonzalez is aboard. I think that this is a horse that he's going to be really, really tough here. And he was just kind of bumped around and a little wide on that last race, going 5 furlongs, and now he picks up an extra half furlong. I think all the ground he can get will help.
Features a good one today, race number 9. Another flat 1-turn mile on the main 3. It's an optional claimer, 3-year-olds and up. And there's an exciting newcomer, the 4 Irwani, is going to make his U.S. debut. He was 2 for 2 in Argentina, and we've got a work to show of him that you sussed out, correct?
Yeah, I did, and I find this a bit. My opinions might have changed a little bit on this horse now. So these are not Gustavo Delgado saddle towels here. This is with Safi Joseph. So the horse was with Safi for quite a while. I'm not sure of the politics of any of this, but Irwani's on the outside here, and he's just kind of clunking along for 50. I like the way he just shows interest here. Now, the track at Palm Meadows, when I'm watching these works, it seems quite heavy. Just a little bit harder to kind of plod through. This is a horse, he's won 2 races on the grass. So as far as watching that work, I'm not saying that he is a true dirt horse by any means.
Right.
But I don't think you have to, I don't know. I'm kind of backing off of him just a little bit due to the fact that now he's switched barns now. Because I was thinking if Gustavo Delgado had this horse the whole time, he's patient with horses. He's so patient. And, they wouldn't run him unless he was really ready for this. And I don't know. For the biggest asset to this horse, first-time Lasix, he's a 4-year-old.
Lasix for sure. They started this horse at 1 1/8 on the dirt, so that's mighty demanding.
Yeah.
And the race, I don't know anything about Hippodromo and times. I mean, that's a good track over there, but they went 46-3. That's racehorse time. Again, I don't know anything about how keyed up that surface was or anything like that. Let's just be honest though. This is a solid field, but if this horse is a runner, he's supposed to make a big dent in this field.
If
right?
The 7?
No, the Irwani.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was getting excited to talk about the 7.
Well, Candy Tycoon, we remember him, right? Todd had him way back when, and Gedalia Goodman has put him in different spots. You know what? The reason I picked him, he's dropping. He's got speed. There's no speed in this race.
Yeah, and look at his best races. They were on muddy tracks.
Yeah, that's a good point, too.
He ran a 5 2 starts back in the mud here. That's really, really good. If the track's muddy, watch out.
Yeah. Noble Drama's in here as well. We love him, but
we do. Yep.
I don't see a path to victory for him.
No, but I'm glad we've got him back,
Yep.
and he just tried a little too tough up at Churchill or over at Churchill, but it's all right.
Yeah, he's a cool dude. Dave Fox has done such a good job for him.
Yeah.
No speed, and he's in a race today that doesn't seem to have a lot of speed. Quickly in the finale here, this is a tough one. If you're still alive, best of luck, because this is a type of race that can blow things up here. We're routing on the Tapeta, $50,000 maiden optional claimers. The Florida breds don't have to be in for the tag. Okay, so we land on the same horse. I don't know if we love One Fast Dream, though.
No, we don't. And Mark Cassidy had a good day yesterday.
He did,
At
yeah.
Volcanic on the Tapeta, just took off. We web slinger. Yeah, this is a horse that I think.
Boppy O won.
And Boppy O at Monmouth. Yeah, wow.
Boppy O won.
How many times have we needed Boppy O
My
and not got her?
goodness.
Yeah. So congrats to the Cassie team. But yeah, this horse will be bet too because look who owns it. It's my racehorse. I don't know what happened last time. Did he just hate the turf that much? I don't know. It was kind of a bit weird to me. He'll have to get with it today, but
Yeah, he's got the best Tapeta race. I
he
don't
does.
think there's any. Aaron's back too. You don't have him in the mix.
No.
For Todd, we sprinted on the dirt, we routed on the turf, we sprinted on the dirt. So of course we got to try 2 turns on the Tapeta.
Why not?
I got him in the fringe player in here. Cacciatore down inside though is interesting.
Yeah, he is, and I'm curious how you came. I guess you saw this horse back in August last year.
Yeah.
On the page, you can't see it. March 11th, this horse worked on the Tapeta. It was a really fantastic work.
Okay.
And I know this horse did run on the Tapeta, and I did watch that replay, but seeing the work now just as a 3-year-old, it's good work.
Not in
Lasix
for a
the first
tag
time.
either.
Yeah,
So Lasix.
yeah. Good
Egbert
stuff.
Perez. Yeah, so there's reason to think this horse is very dangerous, especially if they let him go. And
Yeah.
we've mentioned this too before we go here. The Tapeta can tighten up a little bit
Yeah.
with rain, and that might help a horse like this as well. Quickly to the lightning round before we send it upstairs to Pete Aiello. It's mandatory day at Pimlico. They ruined the party yesterday. Somebody swept it, I should say, for $550 or so.
Yeah.
So that was impressive. But they're still paying out, and the super high 5 there is huge. That is over, I think, 500,000 as well.
It's a lot, yeah.
So take note of that. Big pools there today as well. Your best bet?
My best bet is Ginger Sparkle.
Oh, mine too. Yeah, about 3 to 5, but it is what it is.
Hey, it's all right.
Long shot?
Or Wani.
Okay.
Yeah. You?
I don't think you want 6 to 1 on that horse. That would not be a good sign
No.
to me.
No.
I don't know. My long shot is, Luca Go, and that's going to get tempered a little bit
Scratches,
as well. Taste of New York, Belmont Stakes Day is next Saturday, and you can celebrate it here at Gulfstream Park. We're going to have a big card as well that we'll draw today, but you can see you can get some New York fare in and around the track there. So come down and say hi on Belmont Stakes Day. And then last but certainly not least, whoosh, because, boy, this was an impressive firster yesterday for Arundel. You don't win races like this. World of trouble.
Yeah, it was. And this horse just reached.
Lasso.
Yeah, Lasso. See that he ropes in his competition? That's a good one, huh?
I saw it.
Yeah. How professional was he
Yeah.
to win this as well? It was. They were in the paddock for a long time
Yeah.
with a bit of a weather delay. He kept his cool. He was awesome. It's going to be fun to watch him go even further. I mean,
Yeah,
he's like, oof,
Yeah, go back and watch the whole race.
Yeah.
I'm not going to show it to you. This horse had a world of trouble.
all kinds. Yeah.
Was never ever going to win, and then won basically under wraps. So
Yeah.
that was very impressive. Pete's upstairs with the scratches and changes. Not a bunch of them today. Happy to have you aboard, and best of luck.